list. We also have Miss Connie Lewis on, who's your field marketing manager. So together we make your CB team. Get that, Connie Brittany, for Coldwell Banker for all your marketing needs. We're here to support you in any way. So welcome aboard. We're happy to have you. And there's Dennis.
I felt hate about it now.
So usually Dennis comes on and he tells us a really funny joke and then tells us where we're at on our listing contest. And then we get started.
Are we ready to go?
We're ready for you, Dennis.
All right. Well, somebody's gonna have to text me a funny joke because I don't have one.
Alexa, what's a funny joke?
I'll work on it by the end of the time. Though. How about that?
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. So the listing I don't know if it's a contest or not. To me, it's always a contest because I want to beat the rest of the state. And we're still doing it. So right now we're at 54% of our goal, which is 700 listings over the course of the month. So, of course, 3 months, and so we're just a little bit behind. Not much, but we still got some work to do. So if everybody would please make sure you're still going out there, getting those listings, adding a listing concierge to them, that would be awesome. So I think the next closest group to us is the Orlando market, and right now I think they're at like 48% or so. So we're still hanging in there and doing good. So let's try to keep pushing it. And I do have a question for Jacob while I see him on the camera. And Jacob, do you know what the mother turkey said to her disobedient children?
I do not.
If your father could see you now, he'd turn over in his gravy.
Nice. Is that the dad joke book?
I love the dad jokes. The dad jokes.
That was a good one. That was also very fitting with Thanksgiving coming up.
Yeah, and I enjoy jumping on each of these. I learn something new myself every week from Brittany. So I hope you all get as much out of it as I do.
Well, thank you, Dennis, and thanks for the update on the contest. We will keep pushing. I know we're doing pretty good with our listing concierge numbers for the year, but still not where we exactly want to be. So still focusing on that and helping you guys market yourselves. So super awesome. I did just do a listing concierge class this morning and I recorded it and it will be on my YouTube channel. So if you have questions about listing concierge, how to place the order, what listing concierge is, please go watch my video on my YouTube channel, which I will link at the end of this. And this one will also be available by end of day on my YouTube channel for you guys to rewatch. So if I talk too fast, if you get a phone call, if you have to step out, you can always go and watch the replay. So without further ado, we're jumping into tool time today. We were in Moxie websites, not last week, but the week before. And we were talking about how to customize your Moxie website. So we got as far in my last tool time as really just walking through the step-by-step instructions on Moxie. And this week's going to be a little bit more tough. This one is going to get into the nitty-gritty of building out a custom page on your website, how to do that, what that looks like, talking about the SEO, and also talking about the different types of layouts that you have to choose from. So here we go. Without further ado, let me share my screen. And I'm very winded today because I did that class and I feel like I work out when I talk. I think it's because I talk so fast. I don't know. Anyways, so obviously everything starts on desk. We're going to go into our Moxie. So go into our Moxie tile. We have a new bee on today, so I just want to explain to her about what Moxie is before we go into it, because otherwise she's probably going to be like looking at us like, what is going on here? Moxie is a program that houses your website. It also houses your CRM. What a CRM is, it's where you're going to have all your contacts in, and you're going to put them on drip campaigns and emails. Think of it as like your database. Moxie also houses listing presentations, and it also has a marketing center. So lots of things in Moxie, and you can go between the different programs up here at the top. So we're focusing on the website portion today, but the present portion is here. Your CRM is in Engage. I always like to think of Engage as like you engage with people. So that's where you're going to put all your people. Impress, I like to think you want to impress everybody. So you've got the best marketing pieces. That's where all of our marketing pieces are housed. But we're going to go into a website for our training today. Last week, we talked about the importance of having a domain name that is customized to you. So if you are new and you don't have a domain name, I highly encourage you. A bit of homework today is to go to GoDaddy.com and create a domain name. Figure out something that kind of matches you and your brand and your flavor, and buy that domain name, and then book an appointment with me, and I can help you redirect that to your website and help you get that all set up. So, bit of homework: if you don't have a domain name, the domain name that the company gives you is a little, it's just not sexy, right? It doesn't look good on business cards. So if I go to my site right here on visit site, remember this is my domain name. So it's brittanymoulton.sites.cbmoxie.com. It's just a lot to put on a business card, right? I'd like to just put brittanymoulton.com. Maybe I can see if that's available, right? Your name, or if you're doing a team name, right? Just think strategically about your domain name. So last week, what we did is we went through these common tasks about how to personalize your website style, personalize your homepage. So we went through all of these steps. Today, I'm going to get a little bit more in depth on how to create a custom page. So for instance, here on my website, I have a commercial page. How do you create a commercial page, right? So we're going to create a custom page here. So if you're looking to farm a specific area and you want to build out a page for that specific subdivision, condo development, or area, you can do that. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. This is the commercial page that I built out. I help a lot of the RCCs and commercial agents, and they didn't have a commercial space. So we built out a custom page where they can highlight their commercial benefits, as well as top featured listings in commercial that they can link. So there's lots of different ways to build out these custom pages. So let's get into it. So we're going to go back to our home page. So we're going to go to admin home, and we're going to go where it says site pages. And I'm going to click on all pages. This is going to give you all the pages that you have on your website. I want to keep my website open so I can toggle between the back and forth and show you what I mean by pages. So give me a second. Let me get organized. Okay. So site pages, I have my home page, which is this page right here, right? I've got my About Me section. Under my About Me section, if I go under About Me, is my bio and contact me. You can see that layout right here. I also have a testimonials that's already built out, but I have it hidden. That's because I'm not an agent and I don't have testimonials. So I've hidden that page because I don't want it to show on my website. If I wanted it to show on my website, I can hit show and it will come alive and it'll save, and then it will now be on my website. I can also delete this page altogether. So if I wanted to click this and delete it, I could, or I could just hide it. Like I usually say, hide it if you don't want it. Don't delete it, because we can always work off of it, or you might want it at some point in your career, right? So don't delete it. I would just hide it. You can see that the About Me is the tab, and then these are subcategories under this tab. What I mean by subcategories is here's the tab, and here are my two subcategories. So for it to be a subcategory, if I was to move this, I could make this its own tab, but to put it in the subcategory, I have to kind of move it over under About Me. So if I wanted my bio under home and I wanted to make it my own, like my own tab, I can. So here I made the bio my own tab. I'm going to come down here. You can see all my pages that I have, and I'm going to save the changes. And it says navigation updated. So if I go refresh, let's see if it saved the changes. It didn't. So let me go back here. I had to move this real quick. Publish. You can see it's going to take that out of the sub tab and it's going to make its own tab. So I just want to show you how the tabs work in general. So let me refresh my page. There, my bio is now its own tab. Do you see how that happened? So it made it its own tab. So if I click on my bio, it's going to now just be the information about me in my bio. So I liked having my bio as a sub tab under the About Me. That's just my preference. So I'm going to move it back. But I just wanted to show you how you can do sub tabs versus regular tabs. So you can have a tab with multiple sub tabs. Why would you want this, right? So for instance, you could do like community served, and in your sub tabs have like Navarre, Pensacola, or the condos or your farm areas. Maybe you have community served and it's the 5 subdivisions that you farm, right? You could build out pages underneath that, and that way they can navigate through. It just keeps it nice and clean. keeps that SEO good, just a way to keep it really organized. So you can see there's other ones. You're going to have these tabs that are already created for you. It's going to have like property search. I have this hidden. My active listings is hidden because I'm not an agent. So I've hid these things. If you are active agents, which all of you are, you might want to show your active listings if you have some. Same with your sold listings. You're going to want to show those, show your credibility. Your featured properties, you could actually choose a specific area to have featured properties if you want. You can show your office listings. It's going to have everybody in your office's listings there. You can also show the company's active listings. That's a lot of listings, but great to have on your website, as well as your company's sold listings. I'm not sure why you would really want to have this. I would say managers would probably want to have their active company listings and their active sold just to kind of show what their office and the company's done. Most of the time, most agents just want to show their sold listings and their active listings. So up to you. But again, you can hide these or you can delete them. I say keep them here and just hide them. Don't delete them. You also have buying and selling that they've created for you, tips on buying and selling, and then the financial calculators. The financial calculator is actually really, really cool. Let me show you what that looks like. Now I'm all over the place on this. Go back to my home page. Just click home right here. Make sure this all loads correctly. Making all these changes. Just so you know, these are live changes as long as you publish them, so you should be able to see them in real time. So under more, I have buying and selling. I have the financial calculators. So this is going to show you a basic loan calculation. It's going to have the interest and savings calculation and the amortization schedule calculation as well. So pretty cool to have this on there. Also would be nice if you wanted, you could edit this page and put your partner. So if you're partnering with a GRA rep in your office, which you should be, you could put their information here for them to contact to get pre-qualified or pre-approved. So that's a great way to plug in with your strategic partners as well. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to build a page from scratch. So let's build a community served page. That way I can show you how to kind of build it out because I think most of you guys are going to use this for community serve. I want to show you that we have Martin out of our Pensacola Beach office, where we've done some really great things on his website. And I'm going to show you how we're going to kind of implement something that him and I did. So this is his homepage. He's using his website. Obviously, he's a manager for recruiting. So he's got, you know, work where people vacation. We put his intro video of getting to know Martin, career opportunities. So him and I built this page out from the ground up. So this is a custom page that we built. And then we put all the fun little office outings and things that we do together at CB and why you would want like the culture of awesomeness to come to CB. So a really great way to utilize your website if you're a manager on this call for recruiting. We've built out his website for recruitment. So he uses this website in every recruitment appointment. He sends it to his recruitment appointment and they sit and they, you know, watch his video and get to see it. But for my agents, we also built out Nature Trail. This is his farm area he uses as an example. So what we did is we went and we took a picture of the Nature Trail entrance and put it at the front. We linked the Prospect Square market analysis marketing statistics here. We put information about the area. So it has a lodge, which is like its clubhouse. He also put the lifestyle of Nature Trail. So like obviously has a pool, right? Talked about the amenities. He put the map and then the location. So he built out a whole page about Nature Trail with its market statistics linked. So if I click on this link, it's going to take me to that Prospect Square report that we talked about a couple tool times before. And it's going to give you a snapshot in the last 58 days and tell you what's on market, off market, what's sold, and give you that really great snapshot. So that's kind of what we're going to focus on today is building out a community serve page, integrating a couple of our tools to work together to your advantage. And then I also wanted to throw in some managers because there are managers that are on this call, some ways that you can make your website a little bit more customizable for recruitment. If that's something you're interested in, please get with me. I'd love to help you build your website just like I did with Martin. We spent a lot of time on that and he uses it a lot and he's gotten some really good feedback. So let me know. I'd be happy to do that with you. So let's build out the page. So again, I'm in Site Pages and all you do is click All Pages and you'll see all the pages that you have. But what we're going to do is we're going to click Add New. So it's going to ask, what type of page do you want? Do you want a blog page, custom search, menu link, and so forth? I'm going to click custom page because we want to customize it. I'm going to hit submit. It's going to load because I have too many things open. Let me close some of these. Okay. Then it's going to ask you the title for the new page. So we're going to choose, I'm just going to choose Pensacola because I'm going to say I service Pensacola. And then what I'm going to do for my sub pages are subdivisions in Pensacola. So I'm going to name my page Pensacola. You can name your page community served or areas served, however you want to position that, right? So to start to build this page, we need to give it a name. After we give it a name, we have to come here and hit publish to create the page. So I'm going to hit publish. And it's going to create a link for the page. Do you see where it says Pyramid link? This link right here is now the page link. So if I wanted to link someone to my Pensacola page, I could just send them this link right here. An idea that Martin had, especially for his nature trail, is he bought a domain name that says Martin Sells Nature Trail, and he linked it to this sub page. I know that's getting really technical, but when you're thinking about farming and you're thinking about the specific things that you're going to do in farming, like let's say you're passing out flyers and you're putting a QR code. If you had a QR code that they could scan and it takes them to this page, that would be wonderful. Then they know all about Nature Trail. Heck, you could even have the events for Nature Trail. You could have the HOA information for Nature Trail. You could have, I mean, there's endless possibilities on the information you could put on this page that they're going to want to keep in their back pocket because it's a resource for them. So just think about that when you're building these pages out. Like, what can I put on these pages that they can't get anywhere else? How can you market this page so that you can pass things out and people are going to want to keep it and hold on to it? Another great example, we have a agent out of the Pensacola Beach office, Kim Williamson, and she's featuring local businesses in the area. So she's got local businesses with their websites linked and what they sell for Christmas. So like shop local. And she's going to actually commit to changing that and doing like a spotlight once a month of a restaurant and a local place to buy in her area. And it's just a really great way for her to share her website on Facebook all the time. Hey, check out the local restaurant of the week spotlight or the local restaurant of the month spotlight on my website. And it just drives people to your website. That way they're stuck on your website, they explore your website, and hopefully they start looking for properties and give you a call. So hopefully that gives you some like creative juices to think about, what am I going to build this custom page on? So I've built my page. It's called Pensacola. It gave me a paralink, right? It's not a sexy link. So if I was committed to Pensacola and this was my farm area, I might want to go buy BrittanySellsPensacola.com. That way it links to this Pensacola page. Or, you know, if you don't want to go buy 10 domain names, that's fine too. You can keep this and just use the QR code like we talked about. There's lots of things to do, but we want to edit this page, okay? So how we're going to edit it is we're going to open this builder. The builder is going to launch a website builder page where we can actually build out the page. So it's going to take a minute for it to load. But once it does, it's going to give us a couple options. So first things first, we can actually build a page from scratch. So we kind of did this when we talked about campaigns a couple weeks ago in Tool Time, where I showed you how you could like click and drag and add things here. And it would automatically add, you know, a row or a module is what it's called. But they already have templates that they've already built out for you with Coldwell Banker that I like to work on instead of building out a whole custom page, because ain't nobody got time for that. You guys are busy, you're working, like there's a million things going on. You don't have time to sit here and build custom pages, right? So if you click on this plus button, instead of grabbing different types of modules, you can actually click on templates, and they have templates. So these templates under MoxieWorks templates are like homepage templates. You can see, you can change it. If you had a team, we could change your whole website to be team focused instead of agent focused. So if you're a team and you are interested in changing your website from an agent focused to a team focused website, get with me. I'd love to sit down with you and help you build your website. But you do have that opportunity. So you can kind of come through here and see, you can see right here, I use this one for my commercial one. They have different ones with multiple properties. They've got a really pretty one, right? There's all of these templates that you have, that they're templates, right? You can work off of them. You can grab one that you like it's aesthetically pleasing to you, you pop it in and you just edit the content. Well, there's more. So under MoxieWorks templates, there's also landing page templates, content pages, and brand templates. So brand templates obviously are going to be all of the Coldwell Banker brand. So it's going to talk through the different types of things that we have for Coldwell Banker, as well as it's going to be branded towards CB. So we can see it has the blue, selling a home. It's got the seller's assurance. You know, it's got the Coldwell Banker proud partner with St. Jude, decision to sell. So you got the brand templates that have all the colors and the brands. My favorite are these content and landing pages. The content pages would be great if you were going to focus more on something like a local business spotlight or a neighborhood spotlight. I would use the content pages for that. Let me show you what the landing pages have. I just want to show you all the options you have. You have a blank one that you can work off of, or you have, you know, photos and stats. This one has like a menu one. So if you wanted to, you know, add a menu to it, you could. You've got just different designs. So these are just supposed to help you with, here's a layout, it's ready to go. You just have to edit it rather than trying to think creatively of building your own page. But you do have the opportunity under modules to build your own page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my favorite, which I like the content pages, and I'm just going to choose a content page and click it, and it's going to drop it in. So now we have a page that we can work off. Obviously, none of this information is accurate. We need to edit this information to reflect Pensacola. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to edit this box right here. So think about this page has multiple boxes on it. So if you hover over it, you can see it's got, this is a box, this is a box, this is a box. This whole thing is a box, right? How do I edit each of these boxes? Well, you have a couple options here. You can delete and remove it by clicking remove. You can edit the column. You can duplicate it. You can edit the settings, or you can move it. Okay, so see how I just moved it over here? So what I actually want to do for this one is I want to edit the contents in it. So the heading right now is contact us. I'm going to change that to Pensacola, Florida. I can also add a link. So if I wanted to link it to, like, maybe I want to link it to Visit Pensacola. Let's link it to Visit Pensacola just for giggles. So I need to come over, open a new tab, type in Visit Pensacola, find Visit Pensacola. That way people can see what it's all about in Pensacola. I'm going to close out Martin's because I showed you guys that. And I'm going to paste my link here. And I'm going to save it. So now when they click on Pensacola, Florida, once I save this, it would take them to Visit Pensacola so they could see everything about Pensacola. Let's just pretend I want to change this here to say serving all of the surrounding, right? Like, so let's just pretend I'm just going to put that for right now. I just want to show you guys how this works. Serving all, let me make it look kind of pretty for you to see. All of Pensacola. Put me on the stop with typing. I don't like it. So you can edit the font here. So you can edit to italics, bold. You can change the tables. You can change the text. So if you don't like that, you want a different type of text, you can. I mean, there's really endless things that you can do. Italic, underline, right? We can edit it. We can print. We don't want to print, but view, see what the source code looks like, right? So there's ways for us to do this. So I'm going to save this. So I'm serving all of Pensacola. Maybe I don't want this box because I don't want get in touch, right? So I'm going to delete this. It's going to ask me if I want to delete it. This box over here is kind of floating in the air, not sure what it's for. I'm going to delete that one. So you can kind of see how we can kind of move things around and we can edit this template. Well, the next thing I want to do is I want to put a picture of Pensacola, Florida behind here. This is not Pensacola, Florida. I know it's not. I want to put either a house that I've sold in the past for Pensacola, or I want to put a picture of Pensacola. How do I do that? So again, this template, this box right here, how we edit it is under row settings. You're going to see that this one is a little bit different, and we're getting, like I said, in the nitty gritty of building a website. So this might be going over everybody's heads. That's okay. We're recording this session. Please feel free to come back here and watch it a million times. So you've got text color. So right now we have our text color is all white on top of this kind of picture of the high-rise buildings. But I don't want that high-rise building. You can see the background right now is a photo. You can see it's a media library source and it's this backsplash. I want to remove that. I don't want that photo anymore, but I want to put a photo of Pensacola. So I can just, instead of closing out of here, I'm going to hit select photo and I'm going to choose a photo of Pensacola. So I can either upload my own, or if I already have one in here, I can select one in here, but I'm going to upload my own file. So I'm going to select a file and let me come in here and pick one of y'all's listings that I know I have in here and pretend like it's mine, because that's what I do best here. We're going to just pretend this is Pensacola, Florida, just for giggles. One of Melissa's properties she has for sale. And I'm going to select that photo. So once I have this photo, you can see I'm saying this is Pensacola, drone footage of Pensacola, I'm saying. But you can see it has this like blue overlay. I'm not really particular of this overlay right here where it says overlay. I don't want an overlay, so I'm just going to hit none and the picture comes clear. But you do notice that my Pensacola, Florida is really hard to see now. So maybe you do have an overlay, but it's, instead of this blue color, it's a like white color or a green color. You can see as you kind of change it, it'll also change the hue in it. So I can also change this dark blue to white. So maybe I'll just keep it like that and hit save. So now you can still see the picture and you can see my text. You can put no text and maybe you just want a picture of Pensacola here by just removing these boxes, just like we did. It's going to ask you if you want them, and deleting, right? So we want to make sure we exit out of these boxes. And now it just deleted my picture. So what we can do now is we can actually just go to this plus button and say, oh, we messed up, right? We can go to modules and we can click and drag a photo. And it will let me add a photo right here. So instead of going through all those steps, if you wanted text on top, you can click that and, you know, work off of a layout like this, or you can build your own page. I'm just kind of showing you different ways to do it. So let's select our photo again and put our photo in the background and save that. Okay, so we got our picture back, right? So now our picture is first. If you wanted to add a text box, you could do that again. I don't know how I accidentally zoomed in on my, let me zoom out so you guys can see my full screen. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to hit this plus. Maybe I did want to have a, I don't know, what would you want to have? Pensacola, Florida, a button or a heading? Let's just do a heading. So I'm going to add a heading, Pensacola, Florida. Save. So you can see, then it added it down here. So if we wanted to put it on top, we would have to overlay it on top. So you can see there's different ways to do this. I like working off those templates because it keeps it all kind of nice and pristine. Once you start creating your own, it gets a little bit more nitty gritty. So this is my Pensacola, Florida picture. I have Pensacola, Florida down here talking about it. I linked that Visit Pensacola. So let me put that link back so you can see that. Maybe I want to put a map of Pensacola here instead of this map of New York. So you can find a map of Pensacola. They actually, this is going to get a little nitty gritty. They actually embedded the source code to Google from here. So you can either do that by grabbing the embedded source code, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a moment, or you can just put a picture. So we could upload a picture of Pensacola map. But what they did was they actually did the source code. So they went to Google and they got the iframe source code. So let's go to Google Maps. Go to Maps. Let's find Pensacola, Florida. All right, so here's Pensacola map, and I'm going to share this. And then what we needed is the embedded map, the source code. So that iframe right here, we're going to want to copy this HTML. This is just like if you were embedding a video. And I'm going to delete this one and I'm going to paste Pensacola, Florida, save. So now I have the Google Maps embedded in Pensacola, Florida, and it's got the directions. So if somebody's on your website and they wanted the directions, all they would have to do is pull this up, click directions, and it would take them from where they are to Pensacola, Florida. Before I go forward, does anyone have any questions about that? because that was a lot of iframing and building. Questions? Am I making your head spin? Okay, both of my managers who are amazing want me to help them with their websites. I would be happy to. Let's schedule some time and I'll sit with you. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. All right, so I embedded my Pensacola map in here. So now I have my map so people can come in here and they can find Pensacola, Florida. So maybe here I'm gonna wanna put like the location, right? I'm gonna wanna put Pensacola, Florida here. And then the address that I wanna put. So maybe we'll just put the Pensacola Caldwell Banker address, something airport. We'll just start there. Save, and then the Google Map directions we can link. So here's Google Maps directions. I could change that text to visit me. The icon is the little map guy, but the link that we need is the Google Maps one. So let's go to Google Maps. Let's grab the regular link. Let's go back to here and paste and save. So now I have the map linked and I also have the Google Map directions linked here too. So they can click on here and get directions, or they can click on the map and get directions, and it's embedded in. So hopefully that's clear to you. What else would we want to add in our community served pages? We might want to add maybe homes for sale in there, or we might want to add well, this is Pensacola, not our communities. So maybe I wanted to add in Pensacola things to do in Pensacola, or an event calendar, or I could add restaurants in Pensacola. So I could do here, maybe I do spotlight restaurants. I don't know if I spelled restaurants right, but that's fine. And then here in the description is find some of the best kept places to grab a bite to eat. Okay, and then maybe this button links us to a restaurant, or instead of this button, maybe I don't want this button. I actually want to spotlight a restaurant right here. I could click here and I could, let's remove this. Let's make this behind here, this picture, the restaurant or of a restaurant, so they know restaurants, and then we could build down here 6 or 7 restaurants. So let's change this guy to restaurants instead of that picture. Again, I'm going to remove this picture. I don't want it. And then maybe I just change it, instead of having a picture of Spotlight Restaurant, maybe just change the effect to the Caldwell Banker blue. I don't know the exact color off the top of my head. I should. I'm in marketing. I should know what our Cebu blue color is. It's like something 10 something. We'll just go with that. I'm going to save that. And then I want to build down here 6 or 7 restaurants I want to spotlight. So I'm going to come back up to my modules. I guess I zoomed in the page. That's what I did. Okay. And I want to add a gallery. Let's scroll down. Below restaurants, I'm going to hit gallery. And I'm going to put it down here. So here's going to be my gallery down here. So it's a collage layout. So I have 0 photos selected. So I'm going to edit the gallery and add photos. So basically I would add photos of the restaurants. So I'm just going to start clicking some random photos so you guys can see what I'm doing. So update gallery, save. So this is going to load. It's going to take a minute, but then I can start putting the pictures of the restaurants and then adding text to go with it to build out. So that's how you build out kind of a custom page using either the modules here or the templates. When it talks about rows, you can add column rows. So if I come back down here, let me exit out of here really quick and show you what I mean by columns. So I can add, like, let's say we want to spotlight 3 restaurants here. So you see how it added 3 columns for me? Exit out of here. let me exit this random one that I did. And I have 1, 2, 3. So if I click into this first box, I can come in here and I can actually add a photo in here. And I could add, you know, McGuire's Irish Pub here. And then this second one here, I could add a different one. So you can kind of see how I'm kind of starting to build out my restaurants. Same thing would go for you if you wanted to do like a community serve. So if this page was Pensacola and you wanted to spotlight neighborhoods, you could do spotlight neighborhoods and do like Nature Trail in Pensacola, or Cantonment in Pensacola, or Pace, or Hawks Landing, or whatever. So you could build out multiple subdivisions and have information upon it. So this takes some time. You can see it's a little tedious. You need to come in here and you need to edit the roads and kind of manipulate things. But it does make all the difference when you have these custom pages, because it gives them something to stick onto. So when you start passing out things, they want to come to your website because they're seeing spotlight restaurants, they're seeing spotlight communities. There's maybe events to do in that area. We used to have something similar in Touch. It was called Community Served, and you would just build out your communities there. Moxie actually allows you to do it with a lot more customization. As you can see, when we had In Touch, it was very templated where you couldn't make any changes, whereas here we can actually make a ton of changes. One thing I wanted to show you guys, if you are wanting to change like your home page under templates, there's the ability to change your home page so it doesn't look like everybody else's home page by coming in here. Like let's just move this one over here. I'm just gonna replace existing layout. Yes. Change all the work I just did. You can change your homepage to look very different. So it's got your picture here, and then they can search, and then it's got more information. It's got testimonials, right? You could add things. So there's like lots of ways to customize your website here. It's just coming in here and making those changes. So a couple things I want to note while I have you guys real quick, because I know we're coming to close to the end of the time and I want to leave some room for questions, is once you've edited the page and you're ready to move forward, you're going to want to hit this done button to save. You can either save it, you can save it as a draft, so nobody can see it when it's saved as a draft, so you can keep working on it, or publish. If you publish it, that means that people will be able to see it. So it will show up on your website ready to go, and it's published. So if you want to save it, I would always just save it as a draft. That way it's not published and you can always work on it. So if you hit save as draft, it's going to save as a draft, and you can still continue to work on it in the background. A couple things that you really want to keep in mind when you're doing this and when you're actually uploading photos on here and putting text is SEO. So anything that you put on these pages, you want it to match. So if you're talking about Pensacola, you need to have in your text Pensacola, Florida, things to do in Pensacola. Like it always needs to lead back to Pensacola. Same thing if you're doing a community serve page. That's just going to help with your SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. We talked about this a little bit in last tool time. But basically what that's going to do is when people are searching for you and searching Google, it's going to pick up on your SEO. I have this little SEO tips I can send in the chat right here, which is actually going to give you a bunch of information on SEO. So let me give you 12 essential tips to SEO in the chat. So you guys have this too. So keep that for your SEO. It will help you with SEO, but just remember some of the main things is that you want to make sure you always have the name of the page within your page. So if you named your page Pensacola, Pensacola needs to be throughout your page in your information. You also want to name your pictures. So how you save your pictures and name them is also essential. So if you have a picture of downtown Pensacola, name it downtown Pensacola. Don't name it photo 1 or Britain's photo. Name it Pensacola downtown photo. That way the SEO will link with the image. Same thing with your videos. If you're going to upload videos, which I did not show you how to do, so I will show you how to do that before we end this session. Let me go back because I clicked out of it. I'm going to have to go back to Desk and Moxie. While I'm getting back into the websites to show you how to add a video, does anyone have any questions?
I have a question on the website itself.
Yes.
So as you know, I'm still using an outside service, but with this new upgrade and changeover that happened this year, does this website have any interaction or tracking with customers that visit the website? Does it ping my phone?
No. So It does not have that capability yet. You can see if a person is on your website, if you've signed them up to your website, it will tell you in your dashboard that that person was on your website. The only way you would know if somebody's on your website is if you put Google Analytics on it. So, not yet, Jacob. So that is a feature that we've requested because we had that with InTouch where you could tell if somebody was browsing on your website, they would send you like a notification like Brittany's on your website. This website does not do that unless you put your Google Analytics on here, then you can see where people are coming from, but it's not going to ping you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question. And it is something that we put in for product and we asked them to do because we thought it was a feature that is necessary for you guys. And it was a good feature. I think InTouch had that we don't have in Moxie. Okay, so how are we going to put a video here? So I'm back to where we are, and let's just pretend instead of this picture right here, we wanted to embed a video. So I think I'm going to have to launch Builder again. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me log back out of here. Let me go back to home page. I think I showed you guys how to do it on your homepage. I did, because I showed you how to put this intro video, but let me show you again, just in case, for those of you that may not have caught my tool time last week. Let me show you how to add a video. So I have a video here in my homepage. Let me show you how I put that there. So here under featured video on your homepage, so let me go back a couple steps where I was. So I was in the Welcome Agent Admin tool. I was under Personalize Your Homepage. So I clicked go there. On your homepage, you have a featured video option. How you would add that video is you're going to come here to the Insert Edit Media. And again, you're going to want that embedded source code or advanced source code. And you're going to want to go to YouTube and grab it. So let me go to my YouTube. Just want to show you how to add video again, because this is a question I get asked a lot. Brittany, how do I add my video? And it's a couple extra steps. So let me just click on my tool time that I had my last tool time in November. And let's just pretend I wanted to add this to my website. I'm going to hit that share button, kind of like I did at Google. And instead of copying just this link, I need that embedded source code. And I'm going to need to copy all of that. Go back to my homepage and paste. Hit OK. And now you're going to have both videos. You'll have my video for tool time, and you're also going to have my video with Connie and I introducing myself. So just remember, when you're embedding videos on your website, you're always going to want that source code so it embeds so they can watch that video on your website, and they don't have to leave your website to watch the video. They can watch it right there on your website. Okay, we're at 1:45, so let me stop and stop sharing my screen and see if anyone has any more questions. Next week, what we're going to talk about is how to put your Facebook pixel on your website, as well as how to put your Google Analytics on your website. And we're going to wrap up websites next Monday on Tool Time. But if there's no questions, we're going to end it there, because I don't want to get into all that nitty gritty and fill your brain even more than what we've already talked about. Remember that the replay will be on my YouTube channel for you to go and watch how to create a custom page on your Moxie website. If you have any questions, please always feel free to reach out to me. Please show a quick review of the custom page. Giovanna, what are you talking about? Like how to get to a custom page?
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I was attempting to do a custom page and I went to, let me see where I went. Okay. I went to site pages and then I selected, well, I think I selected all pages. And then no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
So it'll be site
I
pages,
think-
all pages, and then up at the top, you should have the ability to create a new page. Add new
Yes. And
under
then
all
I
pages.
selected custom.
Yep.
And then after you select custom, that's where I got a little lost at.
Yeah, so that's where you're gonna title your page. Remember, were you here when were you on the whole tool time?
Yes, I was maybe 5 or 10 minutes late. I went ahead and customized the title of the page,
Uh-huh.
but then I didn't know how to go back and add the content. So when
Oh.
I did the customized page, I saved it and published it, but then I
Yes.
went in and I hid it because I hadn't finished what I needed to do. So
Okay.
from the edit standpoint of that customized page, how do I get
Edit
the
it.
link of
Yep.
restaurants?
Okay, so under, let's just pretend, so you've already saved the page, so I think I'm following you. So you've already saved the page, so I saved the Pensacola page. It's hidden, so let me click it, hidden, it's hidden. So then I would just come in here and I would hit edit, and it's gonna take me back to here, this page right here.
Yes.
That'll give me the link to the page, but I wanna actually edit the information, so I'm gonna hit that builder. Builder is gonna
So
launch
let me
that
ask you,
builder.
would this be considered a landing page?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool, cool. Okay, I'm with you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So when I click on builder, it's gonna open the page and allow me to edit.
Okay.
And then that's where I
Okay.
would come in here and edit the widgets.
So the blue icons on the left-hand side where the young lady is, those are the widgets.
Yes, so
Gotcha,
this is how I would
gotcha.
edit. So for like photo settings, if I wanted to remove this Bridget Fong and I wanted to add my own, I could come in here and add my own photo. So I can upload my headshot instead of Bridget Fong. Let's just pick.
So you said get the URL number to, can I legally do that? Get the URL number to restaurants that I haven't asked their permission?
Yeah, I mean, I would ask them, but yes, you can. You can always link it because you're linking them legally because you're linking them to their website. So you're sending business their way. That's legal. I mean, you're just grabbing their website and linking it. It's not like you're stealing stuff off their website. You're linking their website for more information.
Okay, okay. I think I need to meet with you because I got
Yeah.
lost again, but I'm okay.
That's okay. Like I said, I'm recording this, so it will be on my tool time. So once we get off
Okay.
here, I'll upload it, or on my tool time on my YouTube. Since we get off of this meeting, I will upload it so you have it, so you can go back and watch the replay too.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, good questions. Thanks for always being a big supporter. I appreciate you.
Yes, I appreciate you.
All right. Well, thank you for all of you that stuck around on this Thanksgiving week. I know that it was going to be light because it is Thanksgiving week. I hope you guys have a blessed, safe Thanksgiving. I will see you next week on my tool time, and we will do our Google Analytics and our